Fabrizio Romano has confirmed the remaining transfer targets for Manchester United this summer transfer window, right? In a video earlier today, he has confirmed that Manchester United's remaining priorities for targets, I shouldn't mention targets, but priority for targets are the striker position, the goalkeeper's position, and Fabrizio Romano states, if there is time and money and an ambition of the team, then there is a potential for a midfielder signing that brings energy to the team, right? And let's talk about this. But first, let me know down in the comments, do you guys agree with the priority level of the remaining targets? Or do you guys think that a goalkeeper is more important than a striker? Or is a midfielder much more important than either of those positions? Because as we have talked about on the channel before, right? I know a lot of people are really pushing for another midfielder to come into the club. Now, don't get me wrong, I completely agree with that. I do believe that we do need another midfielder, right? Kobe Mainu, we'll see how he gets on in preseason. Could he be that potential midfielder? Because realistically, he didn't play a lot last season in terms of the Ruben Amorim era, right? So maybe he could be that midfielder that kind of takes up the mantle of that more energetic, that more controlling midfielder, right? But who knows? But in my personal opinion, I do agree with this order, right? I do agree with what Manchester United are reportedly trying to do, right? In terms of signing a striker and then a goalkeeper. I think those two positions are massively important and massively need to be addressed before the start of the season. I know they won't get addressed before preseason, which is a huge bummer. I would have been ecstatic if we could have got the two center attacking midfielders in, plus a striker, plus a goalkeeper before the preseason tour, right? But that's not looking like it's going to happen. However, if we get those two players in, right, a striker and a goalkeeper, I do think that Manchester United definitely should be finishing within the top 8. I'm not going to predict the top 4 finish, but within the top 8, I do think that is a realistic goal if we get a striker and if we get a goalkeeper. And out of the rumored potential signings that are left, right, I do believe, in my opinion, I would like to have a Benjamin Sesko as a striker. And personally, I still am holding a hope that we do get an Emi Martinez. Not because, let's say, he's the best goalkeeper on the market, not because he was saying he's the cheapest goalkeeper on the market, but I think for Manchester United, I think his ego and his sense of belief in himself, right, is going to be massively important because we've seen goalkeepers come to Manchester United and just get crushed underneath the pressure of being the Manchester United goalkeeper. That may have been why Onana is struggling so much. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I do think out of the keepers that are mentioned, Emi Martinez is the one for that Manchester United should be going for. Let me know down in the comments if you guys agree with this order, if you guys agree with the targets that I'm suggesting, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace, peace.